Many tips are shared online, claiming that a dull pair of scissors can be sharpened again using just a few common household items. But are these tips really effective, or are they just hearsay? Today, I'll use these scissors to test it. First, I'll try cutting a piece of paper. You can see the scissors still cut, but the cut is quite messy, not clean, and not very precise. In this video, I'll try several different scissor sharpening tips that are being shared by many people. After each method, I'll try cutting again on paper to see which method actually makes a difference. Let's get started. First, I'll prepare the surface of the scissor blades before I start sharpening. I use a utility knife and gently scrape along both sides of the blades. I make short, moderate scrapes to remove the dull surface layer that has accumulated over time. You should work carefully and always keep the blade away from your hand to ensure safety during the process. After preparing the blades, I'll prepare a ceramic bottle. The mouth of the ceramic bottle is where I'll use this tip. Now, hold the scissors firmly with one hand and the ceramic bottle steady with the other. Next, open the scissors and place the blades against the edge of the bottle. Then, gently pull the blades across the bottle's opening as if you were cutting into the bottle's side. Many of you might wonder why I use the mouth of a ceramic bottle to sharpen the scissors. According to many people's shared experiences, the rim of a ceramic bottle has a fairly hard surface. When the scissor blades are moved back and forth several times along the edge of the bottle, this action can help clean off some of the residue or small burrs that appear on the blade edges after prolonged use. If the blades are only slightly dull or have a lot of residue, this can sometimes improve the cutting feel. I repeated this action several times at a moderate speed and maintained a steady hand pressure throughout the process. After a few passes, I switched to the other blade and continued the same process so that both blades were used equally. I switched between the two blades several times, not pulling too quickly or using too much force, just maintaining a steady hand before moving on to checking the results. Now I will try cutting again with a piece of paper. From what I observed, this time the scissors cut the paper faster than the first time. The cuts are also cleaner. The edges of the paper are less smudged, and the scissors feel lighter to squeeze. This is a handy tip for quickly sharpening your scissors at home. Next, I'll try another method that's been shared by many people: combining a screwdriver and aluminum foil to improve the sharpness of scissor blades. First, I prepared a screwdriver with a metal handle. Then, I spread the two blades of the scissors and placed the screwdriver handle close to the pivot point. Next, I slowly closed and opened the blades, letting them slide over the screwdriver handle several times. I did this evenly with moderate force, not squeezing too hard to avoid damaging the blades. According to the experience shared by many, this operation can help the two blades press closer together and reduce some small jagged edges that appear during use. However, the effectiveness will depend on the condition of each pair of scissors, so I will continue to experiment to verify. After using the screwdriver, I took a piece of aluminum foil and folded it into several layers. Next, I used the scissors to continuously cut through the folded aluminum foil. I made several consecutive cuts so that the entire length of the scissor blades made contact with the aluminum foil. Many people believe that cutting aluminum foil can help remove tiny metal burrs or residue left on the edges of the scissor blades, resulting in a smoother cut. However, this is mostly anecdotal evidence, and the effectiveness can vary between different pairs of scissors. Now, I will test the results by trying to cut a plastic bag. From what I observed, the scissors glided through the plastic bag quite smoothly. The cut was more continuous, and there was no more hesitation than before. This is the result I recorded after applying the method of combining a screwdriver and aluminum foil on my scissors. Now I'll try the final method, which is combining sharpening the scissors with the handle of a drill bit and the bottom of a ceramic bowl. First, I'll check the condition of the scissors by cutting a piece of paper. You can see that the scissors still cut, but it's quite difficult to move them. The cut isn't really smooth, and there's still a feeling of resistance. Next, I'll take a drill bit. In this method, I only use the smooth handle of the drill bit, that is, the part without the spiral grooves used for drilling. I spread the two blades of the scissors and place the handle of the drill bit between them. Then, I gently close and open the scissors several times so that the two blades slide over the metal surface of the drill bit handle. I do this evenly with moderate force and repeat many times. According to the experience shared by many people, this operation can help the two blades make closer contact and reduce the very small burrs that form after a period of use. After finishing, I test it again with paper. If I still feel the result isn't as good as I'd like, I'll try another step, sharpening with the bottom of a ceramic bowl. I take a ceramic bowl and turn it upside down. Next, I put a little water on the bottom of the bowl to wet the surface before sharpening. Then, I hold the scissors at a slight angle to the cutting edge and gently drag the blades across the rough bottom of the bowl. I do this with each blade, maintaining a stable sharpening angle and repeating several times on both sides. Many people believe that the rough bottom of a ceramic bowl can act similarly to a very smooth sharpening surface, helping to even out the edges of scissor blades if they are only slightly dull. However, this is a tip passed down by word of mouth and doesn't always work the same way on every pair of scissors. After completing this, I'll test it again by cutting some paper first. From what I observed, the scissors glided more smoothly across the paper, producing cleaner cuts with less jagged edges. Next, I tried cutting a plastic bag to test its ability to cut thin material. The scissors glided smoothly across the bag, rarely getting stuck at the edges, and the cutting felt more stable than before using this method. So, I've tried all the scissor sharpening tips in today's video. Some methods showed a noticeable improvement in my scissors, while others only brought about a slight change. This shows that the effectiveness of each tip depends on the actual condition of the scissors and how we apply it. If your scissors are only slightly dull or no longer cut as smoothly as before, these tips can be simple to try at home with readily available materials. However, if the blades are heavily worn, chipped, or warped, sharpening them using these tips may not yield the desired results, and in that case, you should consider sharpening with a specialized tool or replacing the scissors. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, so more people can learn about these tips, and subscribe to the Ruby Home channel for more useful tips. Thank you for watching and see you in the next videos.